We call it different things, whether it's, the market's not right, or the cost too much money, or, the interest rates they're fluctuating too much. So there's not that kind of stability. The real problem is fear. And most people aren't stopped by their budget. They're stopped by their belief.
Yep. Welcome back to the Renatus J.A.M. I am Matt Snyder, and joining me, as always, is my fearless co-host,
Mr. J. Stark.
Yes.
Yes.
I nailed the intro.
Dude, not bad.
Yes. Right on. What do we got on the docket today, Jay?
That's not how you ask that question.
How do I ask? What's happening now?
Oh my gosh.
What's new and exciting?
There it is.
I've only done this like 175 times.
He got it.
Yeah, we'll get it,
The E3 Summit is new and exciting, Mr. Matthew.
That is coming up.
It is coming up in October, and I'm excited about it.
And I've heard rumblings of instructors and stuff. And
lots of instructors.
Do we want to say how many?
I think there are 15 confirmed instructors who are going to be at the next E3 Summit, and that's just Renatus practitioner instructors. We have, I believe, another 15 presenters who are on the docket with us.
So you're saying we got 30 people going to be on that stage?
Yep. Well, we're going to have a lot more than 30 on the stage, but 30 people giving presentations from the stage.
This is going to be a jam-packed 3 days. This is going to be insane.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty incredible. And we've got Jeff Armstrong coming back. We have Bill Predabon coming back. Umair Hawk is coming back. We have Whitney Stark, who's going to be on the stage with us. We have, just so many instructors. Patrick Munson's going to be there.
Nice.
I'm trying to think of all of them. I've got a whole list on my board, but we have 15 of our practitioner instructors who are going to be there. Brian Sump's going to be there. And they are all committed to delivering their absolute best when it comes to introducing people to their strategy. Mm-hmm. So this event is really going to have such a strong focus on educating individuals that regardless of how in-depth you already are into real estate, or if you're brand new, you're going to walk away with something from every single instructor.
Yeah, this is going to be like some real education here.
Oh yeah.
This is cool. I'm excited. We're going to have a good time.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. And then we are, of course, keeping the same E3, the E3 theme. Man, took me a second. The E3 theme, which is educate, equip, engage. And so we have another 15 presenters that are going to be talking about the equipping and the engaging inside of today's market. So this is really designed to help the newbie who knows nothing about Renatus, all the way to the most advanced investor, be able to take the next step in their business. That is the entire focus of this event.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, mainly because, especially with the last one, I sat there and looked through the eyes of somebody who's brand new and trying to see like how they are viewing this, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. Like it really, is jam-packed full of education.
Now we will. I just need to have a caveat for those of you that are familiar with the national conference. This is not another national conference. We're not going to do the award ceremony and banquet. We're going to reserve that for one time a year, which is our spring conference that we're going to do. However, for this one, we are just going to have 3 education-dense days where we're going to have presenter after presenter an opportunity to learn, and then we're going to take every single day and we're going to couple onto that networking opportunities inside of the day. So we're going to have a VIP ticket, which is going to get you access to VIP lunches where every single instructor for the day is going to be available during that lunch, and then we're going to have special after-hours opportunities as well, and we'll talk more about those as we get closer or even at the event, but those are going to be available only to those people that are in the room with us.
Can't wait. It's going to be a good time, man.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we're doing it down in Salt Lake City proper, which means that everything is within walking distance. We made sure that we got the parking at the venue completely comped, so there's no paying for parking. We made sure that we've got all the space there, so there are actually no other events that are happening at the same time as us. So we are going to have the ability to just spread out and really take up as much room as we want, but we're gonna have a good time. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So make sure you get those dates on your calendar right now, October 23rd through the 25th.
What else we got? You had something else.
I do. I had this thought earlier today where I was really thinking about why is it that we have so many people that are excited about but still not investing in real estate. And I think it really comes down to fear. Now, we wrap that fear in different excuses. We call it different things, whether it's, the market's not right, or the cost too much money, or, the interest rates are they're fluctuating too much. There's not that kind of stability. Mm-hmm. But the real problem is fear. Most people aren't stopped by their budget. They're stopped by their belief.
Yep.
You've not interviewed, but studied literally hundreds of people's lives as you create the Good Vibration videos. Tell me, what is the first step you've seen? Is there a consistent theme in the first step taken for every single one of these individuals?
Every time, belief. The belief had to be there for them to accomplish whatever it was.
Right.
In many cases, it was something that was deemed impossible by society or those around them. So the belief had to be there. It was in themselves. Some people are born with it, or innately just kind of have it there. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger might be an example, or Sylvester Stallone would be an example of those as well. Like just this insane belief from the get-go. But most kind of have to, it develops over time, and they don't become successful until the belief is there. You can see it like pattern after pattern in people's lives.
Yeah, I can think of like the Iron Cowboy, James Lawrence, when he talked about that trigger got flipped in his life. But even inside of our own family, our own community, I look at like Michael Huggins, who was working 2 or 3 different jobs as an oil mechanic and didn't even own his own car, was borrowing a bike to get back and forth.
So he was really borrowing the bike?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he was borrowing.
That's nuts.
Yeah, he was so his finances were so tight that he could not afford even the daily staples of life.
A bicycle to get to work.
Right.
So, yeah, that's cool. Like
he couldn't afford the cars that he was working on.
His story is nuts, man.
But because he got involved with Renatus, because he surrounded himself with a group of individuals who were like-minded and who actually believed in him to the point where he started to believe in himself, he then was able to create massive success inside of his own life and in his own community. So he was able to start investing in real estate, and he was able to bring people along with him. So it all starts with belief. We've got the fear of failure. We all start with this innate fear of failure where we think, oh man, if I mess up, I'm going to lose everything, or people are going to look down on me. Mm-hmm. How is it that belief overcomes that fear?
I think because I think the fear is still there for all these people. It's not like they are fearless, just rather that their belief that it is possible. And sometimes I think that's all it is saying in their mind, or that mental shift to like, it's possible.
Yeah.
That alone is so powerful when everybody is saying it can't be done, whatever it is, whether it's the 4-minute mile or, I could go after an example, like, somebody learning to walk again, or doctors saying that you can't walk or whatever.
Yeah.
So, it's, it's just that belief that like, you might be able to pull it off, and to them, it's worth trying, and that it overcomes this fear because they're so focused on doing it, accomplishing it, that you stop thinking about what can go wrong. You're just trying to put together how it's going to go right.
So what you're saying is that belief actually leads to a shift in focus, which doesn't remove the fear, but instead empowers you to work through it.
Yeah.
Or work in spite of it even.
Yes.
So I know that you've gone through a transformation in your life where not long ago you decided that you were going to take your health and make that more of a priority, and that you were going to run in particular, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. When you started to run, were you scared of the result of running? Were you scared of running?
Well, actually, yeah. Weirdly enough, I know that because that's probably, for a lot of people, it's like, what? But like it was not a thing that I considered myself to be a runner, and I'd never run more than a mile in my entire life. And whenever I had run a mile, I was if we're doing it, say like in gym class in elementary school or junior high. I would be at the very back of the pack. Like there would be like me and like 2 other kids back there, like
the one kid who's got asthma and the other kid's got a note from his mom.
Yeah, for real. A broken leg, like a literal broken ankle, and they're on a boot. And yeah.
But as you really started to shift your focus, did it get easier?
You know what I did is I just started I was like, you know what? I've never run more than 1 mile in my life. I'm going to run 2 today. Like I'm just gonna, because 2 miles is like, I knew I could run a mile and I knew I could probably go past that, but I didn't know how much further. And so I was like, I'm gonna do 2 miles today, and I did it. And then I was like, I'm gonna do it every day, just 2 miles every day. And then I slowly worked my way up, and I got to like 3 miles that I wasn't doing quite every day, but close to every day. And then I was like, I'm gonna go for 5. I'm gonna go big. And 5, when I say that, I am dead serious. I could barely, and I mean barely, get down the stairs after 5 miles. Like I was so tore up. Because you hear a lot of these guys like Goggins or whoever talk about like doing a 100-mile ultra marathon or something. Yeah. And him literally, talking about like he's in rhabdomyolysis, and he's like he said his urine looked like Dr. Pepper, and like, you know what I mean? That kind of like, and he's like, he was saying that he was in so much pain, and I never really realized like that just the act of running, like not injuring yourself, but just running the distance could cause so much physical pain top to bottom. Right. I was in excruciating pain. I was legitimately looking for the bottle of Aleve, and I was trying to figure out like, how am I going to like get around? Like, and mind you, I do got to add this caveat, right? Like I've got some pretty, misaligned feet, and so my feet were so tore up I could barely walk. But it was even my knees, my hips, like my quad muscles just going down the stairs were literally visibly shaking. I looked down and they were just doing this, like going down the stairs. It was wild.
But you lived.
I lived.
And you recovered.
And I recovered. And I can see where you're headed with this. Yes.
You did it again.
I did it again and again. And now quite literally I do 5 miles every day, sometimes 6, sometimes 7. So yeah, you just, I took it in bite-sized pieces and I just worked my way up to it.
I think that is the part where people get lost, right? They think when they look at real estate investing in particular, they think to themselves, and you may be thinking this at home right now, I can't do it. I can't do it because there's so much money involved. There's so much I've got to learn. I can't even do it. And so they allow the fear of the unknown to stop them from even trying. But like Matt said, if you take it, instead of just thinking to yourself, I have to go from 0 to full-time investor, but instead say to yourself, I'm going to go from 0 deals to my first deal. I'm going to try my first deal. I'm going to get involved with real estate.
I would even bite-size piece it more than that and say, I'm going to find my first deal.
Right.
And then when I find it, then I'm going to fund my first deal. And then, so you kind of take it step by step.
Absolutely.
And that way you get into your first deal.
So instead of going after the entire goal, you take it one step at a time, right? The journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think another thing that people allow to stop them is the fear of judgment. They think, oh, what will other people think of me? They're going to judge me. They're going to look down on me. When you start running, I remember you literally sent me a picture of the Iron Cowboy on the same trail that you were on.
I did. And I've seen him a couple times now. So,
but you're out there running, 5 miles, and he's biking like 200 or something crazy.
It was insane. So yeah, the first time I saw him, he was running.
Yeah.
And I like the second time I saw him, he was on his bike, but the first time I saw him, he was running. And I don't know where he started. It's possible that he just got dropped off there, but I happen to know that his house is like, or at least the general area he lives in is like 40 miles away.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, did he run here? Like I'm a couple miles from my house, but I'm like, did he run here?
So I was just thinking though, when I go to the gym, I don't judge those people that are at the gym. And there are people at the gym where it is obvious that this is their first time at the gym ever, or maybe in a very long time.
Yeah.
But I celebrate those individuals. I don't judge them. I don't look at them and I go, oh, you're a bad person because you haven't been here in a long time.
Yep.
Because there was a time in my life when I hadn't gone to the gym for a long time.
Right.
And so I think that the judgment that we fear from other people. So there's that scene in Ted Lasso where they're playing darts.
Yes.
And he brings up the quote from Walt Whitman, stay curious, not judgmental.
Ah.
And he talks about how people that are judgmental are often just a reflection of how they feel about themselves.
Yeah.
And not really how they feel about others. They're just not curious.
Absolutely. And I can tell you from experience.
You're right.
Like, I mean, if we're going to get really honest here, if I'm ever judgmental of somebody and I take like a hard, 10th step and you kind of, a personal inventory, you look at yourself in the mirror and you go, oh my gosh, like I'm in a bad mood today because of XYZ, and I'm kind of irritated with myself for whatever. Like, and so now all of a sudden it's being blasted out onto somebody else who did not deserve it.
Exactly. So when it comes to judgment, don't be judgmental. Don't be judgmental of yourself. Don't be critical of yourself as you're getting started. Everybody starts badly. Nobody starts as just the most talented investor in the world.
Right.
But there are some things. So the antidote to fear, the antidote to, worrying about what other people think and then having that fear of failure is taking action that is aligned with education. It's getting educated, it's getting started, and surrounding yourself with people who are either where you want to be or have been where you want to go. And as you do, what you're going to find is that you have a whole new set of people that will cheer you on in your life, who will celebrate your success, celebrate your progress, and will actually empower you to believe in yourself. And it will change the entire focus of your life. Just by reframing your focus, you can help to wash out all of the other noise that is distracting you and keeping you from creating your very best life. So I want to leave with an invitation. If you're not where you want to be in your life and think that real estate investing and getting really in control of your own financial future is something that you're looking to do, then I invite you to sit down with our Renatus consultants and see if Renatus is aligned with who you are. If you go to the website renatus.me/invest, click on the calendar there and find a time that works for you. You can choose a 15-minute slot and get started and just have a conversation. It's no cost. It's just a conversation to see if we can be aligned with you, if we are going to be your cheerleading squad or your community as you grow into and through your progress. Make sure that you get plugged in and make sure that you take a look at our YouTube page. As you're watching us on YouTube right now, look around at the Renatus Invest Edge, at some of the testimonials of other people who are aligned with us, and see who we really are. Renatus has been in business since January 1st, 2011, and we are going to be in business for as long as we possibly can be. Our intent is that Renatus outlives every single one of us. That's our design for what Renatus is. That's the way we are building the culture of the community and of the company, because we understand that empowering opportunity in other people has everything to do with providing a path. And that's who we are. We are the path providing educational opportunity that is going to empower people to go out there and create a new future, a new belief, a new frame in their life, a new focus. Now, I will add a caveat, a disclaimer, and that is that that truly all of the results in our lives are created through our efforts, through our education, through our opportunities. And I understand that while we all start in different places, we will end in different places as well. So I'm not giving you any kind of a guarantee other than if you schedule a call with us, we are going to do our level best to help you believe in yourself, because that's the first step to working through all fear and overcoming all obstacles, is to believe that you can. So get involved with us by going to renatus.me/invest, and let's have a conversation. All right, hang on. I got a closing thought here. I just had to read it because it was so good.
Okay.
If you've been sitting on the sidelines, know this: it is darkest before the dawn, and fear is loudest right before your breakthrough. Let's see if we can help you break through the fear and help you overcome those obstacles in your life that have been holding you back. Never forget, the reason why Renatus rocks is because the people who are a part of our community, a part of our family. That includes Mr. Matt Snyder. That includes Mr. Aaron Peterson, the man behind our curtain. And it includes every single one of you. So get involved, get engaged, and let's see how far we can take this thing together. Renatus rocks.